Hello friends and enemies, welcome to or back to Happy For Now. It's me Isabel here with a quickie video for you today because guess what? 30 and 30 is back! If you're new here, 30 and 30 is a manga reading challenge where we challenge you, we as in me, Shay over at Shay Geeks Out and Ashley over at Realm of Comics, challenge you to read 30 volumes of manga in 30 days or more. Or less, adjust as you need to do, okay? Like, listen, there's no judgment here. If you need to do 15 and 30, 5 and 30, the whole entire goal of this challenge is to read more manga than you normally would in a month. So I'm really excited for this one because I'm shooting for my biggest number yet. We'll talk about it in my reset in a few weeks. I think I might manage it. We'll see. But let me put it this way. It'll be at a point where you'll get either weekly or bi-weekly updates on my progress versus a vlog. So you can guess in the comments how many you think I'm going to try and read. And if you think I'll fail or not, you can tell me that later because I probably will. So the month of September is the month it is happening. Obviously, I'm announcing this in August. It's happening next month. We have templates over on Instagram for you. I also will have a Google Drive folder for you down below if you do want templates there, if you don't use Instagram. But the biggest news is we've added a level. We've added a feature to 30 and 30. As always, do what you want here, right? 30 and 30 is very low key. Anything you think counts, counts. Graphic formats is really the thing here. So we have the level up edition, which is going to involve different levels of completing challenges. So level 1, you complete 5 challenges. Level 2, you'll complete 10 challenges. Level 3, 20 challenges. And to complete the level up would be completing 30 challenges. I'm going to throw up the graphic here with some of the challenges and just give you an example of a few of them. We're not going to like go through all 40 options because I'm not going to do that to you. But things like read at least a volume a day. That's an easy one if you do your 30 and 30. Done. Start a new series or finish a series are different ones. Fall colors on the cover. Reading 60 volumes is a challenge. Like, there's a lot of options here. And part of these challenges also is that we have host favorites this time. So one of the challenges is, of course, to read a manga recommended by the host. So the 3 of us all picked 5 different volumes. I'm going to tell you my 5, and then if you want the other host 5s, you can go check out their videos or the graphics. So let's do this real quick. Okay, let's talk about my 5 favorites that I picked for y'all. First up, we have Yakuza Fiancé. If you're new here and you haven't watched me before, you've not heard me rave about this series. This series for me is like the perfect blend of a dark romance and suspensey thriller elements with mafia stuff, because Yakuzas. This follows our female heroine Yoshino, who grew up as a Yakuza princess out in Osaka. And she moves to Tokyo and has to move in with this guy who is named Kirishima. So he is unhinged, to say the least, which is like one of my favorite things sometimes to read. Don't want that in real life, but to read it, so fun. He very much is like, I'm not interested in you, I want nothing to do with you. And then she kind of rejects him and he's like, wait a minute, I'm actually obsessed with you. And this story, we're currently 7 volumes in, and I feel like the story just keeps progressing and keeps getting better and better. So I'm pumped for like more to come, to see where this goes. Their relationship has shifted a ton over the last 7 volumes. I feel like each volume ends in a way where you're like ready for more in a really fun way. So I will say there were a couple series that we all were kind of arguing over. Not arguing over, we would never, but like we were like, who do we pick? Who's picking what? And this is one that I subbed in because I realized I'd left it off my list and I don't know how. Because I have been a fan of this series for so long, and that is Nina and the Starry Bride. I'm hoping to get caught up digitally on next month for sure, because I love this series and I think I have one more volume to read. I'm not sure if I'm actually caught up or not, but this finally got a print release recently and I think we're up to volume 4 or 5 in print. So your libraries may actually have it. If they don't do digital manga, they may actually have the physicals. But this is a fantasy romance that has filled a void in my life in between volumes of Yona. I love it. It's so good. This follows Nina, who had a rough life, gets picked up because she looks like a certain missing princess and has to assume that identity. And our hero, the prince, is one of the love interests. There's a couple others. There's a lot of intrigue. There's a lot of political machinations happening in this series. It's really fun. I think it's really well done, really interesting. It has never lost my attention in the however many volumes we have digitally at this point. So I think that's like saying a lot. Like, I usually get a volume and read it pretty quickly, and that for me is not something I always do. So especially with my digitals. But Nina the Starry Bride has been absolutely fantastic, and I cannot recommend it enough for my fantasy romance fans. Okay, next we have a 4-volume complete series, which is Boys Run the Riot. This is about a boy who is transgender and doesn't have anyone to confide in, and he starts a fashion brand with another boy who's kind of a bad boy type, and it's all about their journey together and just the acceptance of friendship and things like that when you're discovering your identity and like coming out about your identity. And it's really, really cozy in a weird way, also very emotional, and really, really great read. It's complete at 4 volumes, so I think it's a great option to pick up if you want to finish a series, and or if you've just been wanting to try it. It's not like a heavy investment. You probably can find all 4 volumes moderately affordably if your library does not have them. But Boys Run the Riot for me was just as good as it possibly could have been. Our author is own representation, I believe, for this series as well. So yeah, it is own representation on the mangaka side, so that's really fantastic to see. This is just unlike a lot of any other manga I've ever read, and it continues to hold like a great spot in my heart. And I mean, it's still on my shelf, so you know I loved it, and I would reread it in a heartbeat. I had to pick something I knew y'all could get in the Viz app, so I wanted to pick a shonen that I think is popular and is one that perhaps people have been nervous to read, so this would be a good chance to pick it up. My babies, they're up there, you can't see them, I'm too short, but my babies, Jujutsu Kaisen. This is on the Viz Media, no, this is on the Shonen Jump app if you're looking for it to read. And this is one of my favorite high school battle action shonens. I need to catch up. I am behind. I'm up to volume 20, I believe. I already know what happens. Do not be rude in the comments. I know, okay? Like, we're not gonna talk about it. I wish I didn't know, and I wish I could live in Delulu land, okay? I really wish I could be delusional and live in that land, but I can't. So we're here in this space now where I know things that I don't want to know and that I didn't want to be the case, okay? That's all we got. Either way, it is still worth a read. I really love the characters in Jujutsu Kaisen, and every single time I see tags for this at Barnes & Noble and different bookstores for like why you should pick it up, my favorite and the most true is you'll pick a favorite character and then you'll have like 5 others in no time because they die. So many people die. But it's really fun because it is about our hero, Yuji Itadori, who eats a finger, literally, and consumes the power of Sukuna, this demon. And we have the school and all the students. It's just really interesting. It's really fun. It has that paranormal vibes that I really like. And that's probably honestly the biggest reason it appeals to me, is kind of the paranormal-ish element with the demons and stuff. So yeah, I'm really enjoying this. And I'm gonna live a little bit longer in my Delulu land. It's fine. And then last but not least is a Yuri, of course. And that is, she loves to cook, she loves to eat. If you've been watching any of my manga videos recently, I feel like you've heard me talk about this series and how much I love them. This is about 2 girls who live, two ladies who live next door to each other, and she loves to cook, and well, she loves to cook, she loves to eat, and she keeps making too much food, so she ends up befriending her neighbor, and it's a very soft, sweet journey of their, not discovery that they're lesbians, but like that both of them are lesbians and interested in each other. This book will make you so hungry though. Like, just know you are going to be craving food most likely as you read it, because whew, I feel like every volume I was like, I'm hungry now, I need to eat. Which, hey, that's not all bad. But it also delves into some of the like intricacies of like why this character who eats a lot has been shamed for it and has issues with her family over her eating and things like that, which is really interesting. And just also deciding like, yeah, that is my identity with being a lesbian and stuff, which I think also, again, fascinating. Not something we get a ton of in manga. Yuri is really one of my favorite things to read, but there's not a ton of options that are like this for me, that feel very exploratory in a way that reflects real life, in my opinion, we'll call it. This is fantastic. Great art, great storytelling. We're up to like 4 volumes now, so again, you're not like super far behind to catch up. And it's just been fantastic. Those are my host faves. Be sure to check out Shay and Ashley's videos for their host faves, or check out the graphics. Yeah, that's what's coming. 30 and 30 is on its way. I'm so ready for September. I'm so excited to try and read more than I've ever read for 30 and 30. We'll see if I manage it. And if that doesn't happen, that's okay too. You know, I will manage at least 30. We know that. That I can do. My pie in the sky goal, who knows? But yeah. Let me know in the comments if you're going to join us, what series you want to prioritize for 30 and 30, if you're going to level up or not. Obviously, again, this is all very low-key and no pressure. It's just to read more than you would in a normal month. So if a normal month of manga reading for you is 5 volumes and you read 10, you read 6, 7, that's a win. That is like an absolute win for me and all of us hosts. Like, that's what we want, right? So just keep that in mind. All right, if you don't want to do any of that, leave me a star emoji in the comments, and I will be back in just a few days with my next video. Bye, y'all.
Come with me, I'm not really asking. We'll get away to a place where we don't know. About to see the world in action, what we can be. Life with no distractions. We'll get away. This is what we